because the E system is a living energy and it has a consciousness of its own. And so when you come in, it is really important about the intentions you have, whether it is just to sit in this energy field right now and receive any information that might resonate with you. Welcome to the Wellness Visions 48-unit energy enhancement system grand opening. And we're delighted to have all of you here to be in this amazing field of the E-System. And I'd like to show this picture because Dr. Sandra Rose Michael, we are so grateful that she not only invented this amazing EE-System that is part of the mission to heal the planet, and we, as well as all the 750 EE centers around the world, are part of that mission. But when she came to Wellness Visions for our first anniversary in June, she inspired us to go from a 24 to a 48 unit, and also just align with how we can make this shift that's happening on the planet faster for each one of us and our community and for the planet. So we're going to just give our thanks not only to EESystem, Dr. Sandra Rose Michael, and all the center owners, all the staff. The staff at EESystem, they've been amazing, and we're really grateful that Anna Naturalista, who's the new communications director, is here too, supporting the mission of healing the planet with providing just a forum and the frequency for our planet to heal. And we'll have some special just ways that not only will you hear how the E-System is going to be part of this ascension process, but we have a very special guest coming in later this afternoon, and you will hear from Dr. Sandra Rose Michael herself. So that's really quite a delight. All right, so there's always a reason for things to happen in your life, in our world. And so some of what we're going to talk about is how everything is converging. And I believe that this is why the EE system is so important at this time, because Dr. Sandra Rose Michael, she's a visionary. Not only is she a holistic healer and an integrated biophysicist, but she knew what was coming. She knew the potential of this new fifth dimensional world. And so she knew that at the right time, when this technology was ready to be received by the world, it would go out fast and cover the whole globe as it has. And so in 1996, she invented this technology. It's been mainly in private homes. Prior to June of 2022, there were a handful of centers, probably about 20, that were available to the public. Now, with having in about 3 years' time, 750 in over 50 countries plus, it really is a remarkable achievement to see how this technology has spread all around the globe. And as I will share with you in the coming times in a little bit, but our mission here at Wellness Visions is to empower each one of the members that come in. And it's about giving you the information to just transform your health and life through the education that we provide, whether it's coming to talks like this, coaching that I may do with members, bring science and technology such as the E-System. And later on, I'm going to talk a little bit about the song laser procedure, which is another new technology that is available for the E-System combined synergistically to really advance the healing potential. And it's about community. Each one of you is making a contribution by coming in, doing your own inner work, which can accelerate with the E-System, but also being open to sharing this with family and friends when you see the amazing benefits of the energy enhancement system. And also when your light shines brighter, you're going to be a beacon for others who are ready to awaken, because from what has been foretold, the ascension, the awakening really is like this, and it's about to go like this. So we're really in exciting times to know that more people are realizing not who uh, uh, they are, divine beings, but accessing the gifts. And we're going to be talking about how the E-System is integral in accessing these innate spiritual powers we all have. So just to give you a chance to kind of see, we're going to be talking about timelines and ascension. We're going to be talking about all the energy, amazing energy, from cosmic love to other energies that are celestial in origin. We're going to talk about the 12 layers of DNA and the quantum 24th chromosome and the divine human blueprint, and how, again, the EESystem supports in the activation of these 12 layers of DNA and the quantum 24th chromosome. And again, how the EESystem is really important for that purification, detoxification process that is part of the pathway towards enlightenment and ascension. So we'll have some time for Q&A, and we can also do a very short guided meditation. We're going to see when we're going to connect with Dr. Sandra Rose Michael so she can join in on just sharing any wisdom or messages she has, because the E-System is a living energy, and it has a consciousness of its own. And so when you come in, it is really important about the intentions you have, whether it is just to sit in this energy field right now and receive any information that might resonate with you. So Dr. Sandra Rose Michael is a prophesied great white kahuna and has been recognized as such for many years. And so when she greets people, she always starts with aloha. And the aloha is very sacred to the Hawaiians, and it is the sacredness of the breath of life. And it also, the ha breath, it perpetuates this life-fulfilling, innate, universal desire to increase and multiply, because we're meant to be abundant, really, at all levels, whether it's abundance of health, joy, wealth, prosperity, all that is our potential, especially in this coming cycle of the golden age, as I will share shortly. So the other thing that is sacred of our breath, if you can imagine, if we didn't have breath, where would we be? We wouldn't be around very long. But this breath is also this infinite loop that is happening in your body, bringing in oxygen, air, and also just releasing carbon dioxide and other wastes and water. So it's a beautiful cycle. And that breath actually connects us to the elements, which are really important in creating matter and in our reality. And Dr. Sandra Rose Michael, she actually, I will show you soon when she was here, she taught us the DNA wave movement. So if you would like to just practice that, you can do that and just feel that infinite wave of love and energy and bring that to your DNA. It's really a beautiful way that is very, very, I'm sure you've seen things like that. Oh, this is beautiful to see all of you doing it. So here she is. She was giving a talk at our first anniversary event about the science of the kahuna, and wonderful to, yes, just kind of share her wisdom. And we actually do have a recording of that and of her booklet. So if you're interested in looking into it, just ask one of the Wellness Visions team members, and you can use this, yes, beautiful wave of the DNA and the love frequency anytime. Yes. And so I know that, I appreciate you're here to listen to a lot that I'm going to share with you all, but I'd like for us to just really get grounded and be in that space of our breath. And so I invite you, if you wish, to close your eyes. We're going to just do some nice, deep breaths all together to be harmonized and just to really feel the energy of the 48 units. So taking a nice deep breath in from your belly, breathing that in, just bring all the light and love in, and just releasing it easily and slowly, letting that light and love just push anything out that you're ready to release. Again, nice deep breath in, feeling all that love and light just permeate through your body, down into your cells and DNA, and just flowing it out through your body as you exhale easily and slowly. And again, one more time, nice deep breath in, feeling just so much light and love in your body, and then letting it out, letting it expand the light, not only in your physical body, but in your energy layers. And so when you're ready, just open your eyes and just feel more relaxed with every breath. And thank you for harmonizing with everyone here. So I'm going to just talk about some of the wisdom that has been known and just touch highlights, but just to honor the ancients from the Mayans, the Vedas. And I had the experience of being with elders of the Hopi Nation, the Mamos of Colombia, the Cara Peru in a recent ceremony last fall, as well as just wisdom that has been known from the Egyptians. And I had a chance to travel to Uluru and also learn from the Ananu, the First Nations of Australia. And also, we are always surrounded by higher consciousness beings who are here to give us love and guidance. And so this is something you can call. I know many of you may already be calling upon angels, from your guardian angels to archangels, or to many ascended masters that are always available to connect with each one of us, to give us the support, especially in this amazing time of transformation. And so you might all feel like there have been a lot of challenges. I know personally, I have had a lot of shifts in the past year, where I would not even know, how this all happened, from realizing that I needed to make a lot of changes in my life, to starting a beautiful relationship with my husband to be, Dan. And so lots of shifts have happened in the space of the past year, and I'm sure all of you have experienced that. And so when the challenges come up in life, this is a chance for us to ask for help. And I know that may not be easy. I know I tend to be very, okay, can do this myself. I don't want to bother people. But I'm really so grateful for the people who have come into my life to be a support, including the Wellness Visions team. And I just want to honor and recognize each one of them that is here. So if you would stand up and be recognized. So we have Julia here, Joan, Stephanie, Malini, Emmy is here too. So thank you for all your service to our community and to our center.
Dream team.
Yes, it is a dream team. And so with the Mayan calendar, everybody thought the end of the world was happening in December 21st, 2012, but it was just about the end of an era and the potential for the beginning of an era. I know there's discussion about whether or not the time was actually correct because of the way the Mayan calendar was, but it was actually very precise, of these 13 periods of 144,000 days each. And they knew that, yes, there was this potential for the new age. And when you look at Western astrology, they talk about the precession of the equinoxes, this period of just under 26,000 years, where we went through each of the zodiac signs. And we just actually finished the period called Pisces, which was in that last few thousand years, was a state of really the deep unconscious. And that's why certain things, such as the rise of a religion, came about. And now we're also aware that this is why Jesus, or Yeshua, came when he came, because he was showing the way. And I'll connect back to the importance of the lessons of Jesus later on. But we are now firmly into the age of Aquarius, the age of love, the age of science and technology. And we entered that period of the age of Aquarius on November 19, 2024. We were in and out, weaving out of that, feeling some of that energy of the Aquarius. And now we are firmly in that space. And so there's 20 years of a lot of change and potential for each of us. There's my dad. He's the other Dr. Hsu. We have a joke, so he's the other Dr. Hsu. And my son Andrew, he was here. So, anyways, we know from the Vedas there's been the cycle of the yugas. There's 4 cycles, and we have now left the Iron Age, this age of darkness known as the Kali Yuga, and entered into the Satya or Krita Yuga, this dawn of the Golden Age for many, many years to come. So we have so much to look for. And so when we actually hear about the Renaissance before, this is the energy of the Renaissance from the 1600s, where there's so much abundance and creativity and imagination. And we're going to see just this beautiful explosion of art, beauty, music, all these forms of expression. And it's also back to the age of the Aquarius, where science and technology will rise up. However, the difference compared to, you may have heard maybe in the times of Atlantis, in the downfall of Atlantis, that there was a mismatch between technology and consciousness. And this will be different because we're in a different stage, higher state of consciousness, but still being able to utilize the technology. And really, I feel that the energy enhancement system is the forefront of that technology. And so this end of the Kali Yuga, what it means is that the human mind will be at its highest capacity. People will be able to not only experience life in a joyful way and be able to really connect with each other. And so there's much more energy moving towards unity consciousness. And so this piece of this aspect really will lead to more peace in the coming years. Some people have heard of 1,000 years of peace. And I'm sure there's so much that we can see in the coming years that really will be exciting. And I wanted to see, because it was also the balance about going back into the state of the Dharma, which has different definitions according to different traditions. So it's a right way of living in Hinduism, cosmic law and order in Buddhism, path of righteousness in Sikhism. But the common theme is a certain way of living and being that is aligned with the grand plan for humanity. So isn't that exciting to be all part of the grand plan? And you're a part of that grand plan by being here. You know, I always think that sometimes when things happen or you meet certain people, it's all divine, that you're meant to meet them. You're meant to have some sort of experience with them, whether it's short-lived or long-lived. And 2025 was just pivotal. Last year, 2024, was a lot of energy of release. And 2025 was really what was called as cosmic gateway to the heart of source, the heart of our creator, whatever term you feel connected to using, Father, Mother, God. So it's a very important beginning. And this energy will actually go on for several years as well. And if you look at Chinese astrology, it's also very powerful. It's a year of the wood snake. Wood is about spring energy, and it is about change and transformation. So if you think of a snake, you're shedding old skins, you're really embracing that energy of transformation that we're in right now and aligning with the wisdom of nature for a life of balance, abundance, and renewal. So isn't that great to kind of be in that state and really connecting to Earth, because the EE system is like bringing nature's frequency from human resonance to the virgin rainforest and using science to bring it into the space. And we also had this conjunction between the M87 Virgo constellation and Sedna. And what that did last month was bring this cosmic wave of love and the energetic support to support this period of what we call purification, which was to continue into this month. And so if you felt like you were letting go a lot of stuff, and especially the E-System is great at supporting that, that may be part of your purification, and just acknowledge that it's time to let go of old patterns of thinking, old patterns of feeling, and really be mindful of how you want to think or feel differently. And we recently, on March 14th, it was a full moon and a lunar eclipse in Virgo. And the full moon was known as a blood moon. And it was really a process for prompting introspection, self-reflection, shifting in daily routine. So the things that we unconsciously may do, and also affected not only our routines, our health habits, and our relationships. And so that was really important to have that, again, energetic push as part of the purification. And this was really powerful. Dr. Sandra Rose Michael has shared that the creation of the energy enhancement system came as a response for her intention to heal the planet during a lunar eclipse. Yes, this is the power of the energies that are coming in. And we just had the spring equinox on the 20th. It's the first day of spring. It's when night and day are equal. And this is something that I learned about the Christ life force energy, that from the winter solstice, it emerged from the heart of our earth and actually emerges on the planet on the spring equinox. And so it's amazing to, again, know that this energy is there to support our change. And coming up on March 29th is a new moon. It's also the solar eclipse. And it's the end of the cycle of the Aries and Libra series that we've had for the last few cycles of the eclipses. But it's a fire sign, so it's bringing a lot of energy, kind of like the wood energy, spring. And the heat of that is going to put you on this path of realizing your purpose, your legacy, and your full potential. And so this is the idea that you will be shown the light of really your true path and making your way to the next steps. And so some of this is being open to receiving the energy, focusing really on what your intentions or your vision of where you want to be and how you want to live your life and what you want to do and have in your life and the connections you want to have, and being very intentional, but allowing that to really be open to any inner guidance. Because as I will talk later, the EE system is great at aligning ourselves with our higher self, our superconscious self, and receiving the answers that have always been there. It's just accessing it right now. And so I'm just going to talk, I know many of you have heard of Ascension, but just so that we have a process of knowing where we're starting from, it's this process of transcending to a higher level of consciousness. We all have that ability to do this. And it's both an individual and a collective journey. So each of you are making decisions of what you're doing, being, thinking, feeling, and that is making a choice for a shift in your timeline every moment, every day. And when we make our individual timeline changes, we actually affect people around us and the collective and the planet. And really, it's a very energetic, spiritual process. So there's a natural evolution. When you're going to awaken, is meant to be. I know sometimes people are like, okay, when is this ascension happening? When is that solar flash happening? Trust in the universe, trust in the process of whatever may happen is meant to be in the time it was. So it involves, like that snake skin, shedding the old self and a profound inner rebirth of your full potential. So some people describe it as being upgraded, rebooted, elevated in vibrational frequency. And at some level, many of people who may be here, you've been enlightened before. You may have had a lifetime that you were in a higher state of consciousness, if not here, elsewhere. And you may have chosen to come back at this time to be part of this greatest time, not only on planet Earth, but the cosmos, the universe. And what's said is that this is a time that we may be ascending in more of a physical state. And that is very unique. And there is a prophecy that I will share and connect why this time is not only so critical for each one of us, but really for the whole universe. And so it's really a joy to be here. And I'm also going to just share an example of a timeline shift. So Anna is very gifted, like all of you are. And I was sharing my story about my connection with Dan. And she could actually see that a quantum timeline shift happened. So isn't that amazing to kind of get that confirmation? I'm always like amazed at people's gifts that they share, and it is such a gift to the world. So thank you, Anna, for that. And, you know, thinking about that we're more than this physical body, we are spiritual beings having this human experience. We know that if we look at what consciousness is, it's only a small fraction of our whole entire soul. Our subconscious runs our body, and the subconscious is meant to store all the neurological input we're always receiving. But what we are conscious of is a very small fraction of all the neurological input. So when people experience, let's say, trauma that is maybe a challenge, sometimes they may not be cognizant of that because some of that's suppressed and buried and in the deep unconscious. But there's always a potential for healing that, especially when you're aligned to your higher self and allowing the flow of energy information from your higher self down into what would allow that release of trauma, memories, and feelings or thoughts that no longer serve you. So this is a process of the shift in enlightenment, ascension, and how we can really make that path easier by being in a space like the EESystem, because when we're in the space, it accelerates many shifts energetically, and things may bubble up, ready to be released. And so many of you are aware of David Hawkins' map of consciousness. So with that, you can see that all these normal human emotions are there, but below courage, whether it's pride, anger, desire, fear, grief, apathy, guilt, or shame, they can have a destructive force. And this is why you can control, you can choose your emotions. And knowing that these are destructive, well, would you like to be in that energy, or would you like to be in a state of neutrality, willingness, acceptance, reason, love, joy, peace, and enlightenment, which are constructive? So we actually are able to say we are aware we're angry and acknowledge the lessons you have from the anger. Why did that make you angry? What is it that will help you realize that you can let that go in a healthy, constructive way, where you're not denying it or not suppressing it, but you're accepting you feel that way, but choosing to let go of the anger, choosing a different state, whether it's just to neutrality and just saying, I know that anger only has the most impact on myself, not the person I'm angry at or the event or whatever it is, but to me. And I choose to be accepting of whatever happened and knowing there's some life lesson in it to allow me to release it. So I had a chance to be with the Hopi, and they are known as the peaceful people. And their origin story was that they lived beneath the earth, and they came from the third world into the fourth world by climbing these ladders, was the story. But what was interesting is that it is said that some of us are existing in the fourth dimension. Yes, there is this flow from the third and transversing to the fifth dimension. But when you're shifting your frequency, you could be in that fourth state of consciousness, the fourth dimension, and be able to either, depending on your state of consciousness and your level of awareness, from being, let's say, controlled by the ego or recognizing you do have mastery over yourself. And so they also have what seems like a unique concept of time, that there is no time, when in reality, that is the state. Because we were just talking about timeline shifting. All that exists simultaneously. So only in the third and fourth dimension is time what we call linear. So all these timelines in other dimensions, like the fifth, they're simultaneously existing all at once. That's why if you know how to shift your consciousness, you can access that fifth dimension right now. And some people do. Some people talk about being in that new world and how beautiful it is.